Well, welcome to episode number 2.
Wow, we weren't sure we'd make it this far.
No, and we
did.
haven't been canceled.
No,
that's a
at
good
least-
thing.
But I haven't been reading my email either, so who knows?
That's true.
Right.
We could have been canceled, and here we are.
Still,
Evidently, the first one was okay.
I guess so.
Yeah, we had a couple viewers,
A few. The count is, and you know it better than I.
2,300 views.
Yes,
Some of those might only be 4 or 5 seconds,
exactly.
seeing who,
We are
Yeah,
expecting
and then that was
more.
it. Yeah, the caricatures.
They were hoping that it would be an animated show
Yeah,
because these would be kind of cute characters.
they would. But then
They got 2 other characters, not nearly as appealing.
No, not so much.
But that's all right.
But it was
What
great.
we do, thank you.
Yeah,
All of our
yeah, it
people
was-
who have listened and forwarded the links, and we appreciate
Yep,
it very much,
yep.
and kind comments, and
Very nice.
very nice. And so we're glad to sail on.
So we thought we'd give it another shot and press our luck.
Right.
Okay. What we've been doing is we've been looking at New Testament directions for living. Kind of an intro last week.
Right. Thinking of let's construct a house. And just in general terms, what do we need to build and live in that home? That's where we're going to live.
Right.
In a New Testament house. It's going to have 7 qualities. And we just intro those. So we now have the first of the 7 and sort of to give our viewers a forecast. All right, we're going to do prayer this time.
Yeah. So that's the place to start, isn't it? I mean, no matter what we're doing, whether it's when we do build a house.
Exactly.
Or I remember we were looking at a home, and with a real estate agent, wonderful lady, and I said, before we sign this, would you mind? My wife and I are going to pray.
Okay.
And said amen and looked up, and she was crying. She said that was beautiful. Nobody has ever done that before. So
Wonderful. And you bought the house.
and we bought the house.
Isn't that a wonderful
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah.
Imagery. Well, home ownership begets prayer. Last night, the night before, we looked down, our refrigerator has water spreading out from underneath it. Oh. Now, we can't complain. It's 18 years old.
It owes you nothing.
It owes us nothing. God bless the plumber, came right away to work his magic. And yes, they're still selling fridges because we bought one yesterday afternoon. Because
nice.
we need a fridge that isn't
Did it come
spreading water.
stocked with
No, I
groceries?
wish. No, but
okay.
anyway. But you pray.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Or also a prayer of thanks. Everybody's got a horror story of the water that didn't get stopped and took out the floor. Ours was just this much.
Isolated.
And it was that. So home ownership begins, lives, and ends with prayer.
Oh, continuous.
So if we have a spiritual house, maybe we should pray.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Very good one. As a matter of fact, some questions here.
What we do.
You want to jump into those?
Sure. When you first wake up, what are the best sounds? The best sounds you can hear. I can't imagine it's the of your alarm. No. What would make a really good sound to wake up to? I've got some. What? Just go.
For me, in the summer, when our windows are open, or in the second floor, we have a tree in front of our house, I hear the birds.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And it is very pleasant. Maybe a little wind rustling through those leaves, and the birds are greeting each other and making sure I'm awake. I like that sound.
Oh, fantastic! I thought
In the winter, it's the furnace kicking on.
Well, there's that, and the neighbor's snowblower. Maybe he'll edge over your side a little bit. No, okay,
Right up
whatever.
to the lot line.
Okay, I thought you would go to the cabin up north.
Oh,
What are the good morning sounds on a perfect day at the cabin?
we have a lot of trees.
Oh,
And
okay.
a lot of wind rustling through the trees. And we put up some wind chimes this last time. And you can just hear them just faintly.
Faintly is good.
Yeah. Very faint.
That's a nice one. I thought maybe you had loons or something like
We
that.
do have loons.
Okay.
And that'll wake you up.
Yeah,
They are a particular sound.
and probably
So-
early. And there you
Very
go.
early.
Very early.
Yep.
Yep. Those
How
are
about
good
you?
sounds. Our Keurig used to kick on
Oh.
right at the time, and so it makes that click, and then it's and I love coffee, so that sound that's a good sound. I'll go all the way back. I grew up on the dairy farm in Minnesota. We got up at 5. My mother would, give the call, wake up, and then, especially in the winter, as I grew up, we cooked with a wood stove, and I mean wood, and there was always little smell of wood smoke in the kitchen. It had to be. That stove was going, and the coffee was percolating, and the coffee smell. And I'll tell you what, that sound of the percolator and that snapping sound of the wood fire in the stove and just a little bit of coffee and wood smoke together, that was the good morning, get your boots on and get out there and start milking. But that was a good way to begin.
Oh,
That sound, that
definitely.
smell. Oh,
And
that's
you
good.
know, a lot of these sounds that we're talking about are routine.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something to be said for those routine sounds. If it isn't a routine sound, it's a rude awakening.
Oh, right. It's that horrible feeling. I've
Something fell. What
was that?
fell? Or
Right.
something outside.
Right. Or
Yeah.
if I can go back, if Holly, but she didn't, if she had stepped into the puddle
Oh.
that was under the fridge, that would be a very bad, you've gotten up to go that far, squish. I shouldn't be feeling squish
No.
in the the kitchen. No, that would be bad. Or the alarm that finally gets through. I've had so many students apologize for being late or missing class. They slept through 3, alarms. Maybe the 4th one finally got through.
Maybe.
Terrible feeling, terrible sound.
It
like
is.
when you realize, oh no, it's that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're focusing on good sounds. This is one.
Because this is a
prayer.
good program.
Well, there's
That's
that, and so we hear those first sounds, and
Let's see what we
there
got
we go,
here.
and we savor them for a minute, like the birds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like listening.
Yeah,
Just-
coffee, getting ready and going.
smell.
Oh man, this is good. No need to really rush. You've got stuff to do, but take a moment.
Yeah.
I think that's going to work really well with prayer.
Are you one of the guys? I try to do this. Get up earlier than I need to.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
like to. I like to go down, have a cup of coffee,
and I don't have to rush.
read or pray or
We
do
usually
devotion.
get up around 5
Yep.
and such. And
That's-
my email's waiting, my e-learning's waiting. But, I can have coffee, 1 cup first and such. The other thing is a good book will get me up.
Sure.
At 4:30, I can wake up and say, I don't have to get up. I could go find that book, slip out, get the book, do a little reading, then the coffee, and then let's go to work here.
Then it's
Get
it's
going.
business.
Yeah.
But savoring is important.
It is.
Yep.
What promise do these sounds and maybe fragrances have for the day to come? Well, most of those good things stay. Trees are not going to leave you. The wind is still going to rustle. There'll be loons all day tomorrow and on and on. There will always be coffee,
Yeah.
So when we start with these things, it's not like they're rushing away and, we got to try to catch them back.
Yeah.
Focus on the things that are there at the start, but all through the day. And I think, again, think of prayer as the words, maybe the fragrance, the sounds that start, but oh my goodness, have no reason to go away. They'll
Yeah.
stay with us.
Yeah. And the Lord's Prayer. Well,
Yeah.
we know it by heart.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice to know when you come into church, you're all going to say this prayer, and it's in the plural. It's not my
Yes.
Father; it's our. So
Ours.
we're praying for ourselves and others. Someone once told me there's probably at least one person who's praying for you, no matter what the time or the day is, because
Isn't that
all around the
interesting?
world there's got to be someone somewhere, in a hospital room or on the other side of the planet, praying the Lord's Prayer.
And we're a part of it.
And we're a part of it, and they're praying for you.
And then also, as we say in the communion liturgy, with angels and archangels and all the company of heaven.
Yeah.
And maybe they continue to put up words for them,
Yeah.
for us. And
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, of course.
Sure.
Oh, that's a nice thought.
Isn't it a neat
Yeah.
thought? It's
It
very
must go
comforting.
on and on.
Very comforting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do like routine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pick up a little kid, throw them over your head, and the first thing they say when they come down is,
Do it again.
do it again.
Do it
and
again.
do it again, and do it again.
After
Yeah.
about 3 times, Grandpa's tired.
I'm done.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And the parents are getting worried.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think let's not hurt Grandpa, AKA dropping the kids. Okay. So that's good. Yeah. All right.
All right, so we're talking about prayer before you open the door.
Right. You're approaching this house in which we live, but as we come to the door, come in. Before you begin the day, listen for the best sounds of your day. And isn't that a wonderful thought? Maybe before I pray, I need also to hear the words God says about prayer, the words he even gives us to say. So it's not some vague search. Well, I sure hope, A, I'm saying the right words, and B, they're going to a God I can't see, who C, will think all the better because of it. Oh, that's futile, right? But no, he's already said, here, say this, or here's my promise about prayer. Come on, I'm waiting.
Yeah. You know, this was Paul talking to those who worshipped idols,
Oh, yeah.
right? You got a God that you actually created, but we worship the God who created
Exactly.
and gives us directives and gives us words.
And did it by living among us.
Yeah.
It's certainly it's a heavenly word, but it's a word that also was here,
Yeah.
you know, and
And the
this
word became
lived
flesh.
and dwelt among us.
I
Right.
like the Message version.
Oh, what
And
does
the
that
word
say?
became flesh and moved into the neighborhood.
No.
Isn't
it
it
says
neat?
that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never heard that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and moved
All
into
right.
the neighborhood.
Well, you know, and he dwells with us. So it wasn't I'll bop in, and it's a long weekend. I'll spend for 3 days with you, or 4 at the most, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No, he dwells with them without recognition. Isn't that remarkable that he lived with us and was never recognized for who he was? Could you possibly have visitors in your house for 30 years and not know their whole story and who they were?
Right.
And yet the people of Nazareth had him live with them and said, isn't this the carpenter's son? That's all we got. That's
Yeah.
all he is. To them.
And the disciples moving into this Roman Greco world that had their mythology, if you were to say to one of them, one of the gods is coming,
Yeah.
they'd be frightened.
Oh, because he has to be colossal.
Yes, and if he's coming down here, he must be upset.
Exactly.
You know,
Nobody comes here, which is good news.
Yeah.
As though we're some vacation spa
Yeah.
for the heavens.
Yeah,
I doubt
and
that.
when those gods did come down, nothing really pleasant
no,
took
no.
place.
But then the opposite. He did not come to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him.
Yeah.
John 3:17.
Yeah.
Isn't that a wonderful contrast?
It
It's almost
is.
as though John is saying, now I know what you're expecting and dreading. He would come to condemn the world, like a teacher marching into an unruly classroom, kicking the door open. Oh, it's not going to be good. But that's not how he came.
No.
But that the world might be saved
No.
through him. So when we approach this house in which we live, what sound do we hear? Not an angry or tyrannical God who came to destroy us, and we're just barely running for our lives. We found and heard welcome.
Yeah.
Prodigal son coming home to the father. Welcome. Wouldn't that be a great sound for that boy?
Oh,
Coming
long-
down, and he just hears life
Yeah.
in that house that he's been away from. And that life sound says, come on in.
and that sound was probably echoing in his ears as he was in the
Yes.
pigsty. Boy,
Yes.
I remember that voice.
Oh, I used to wake up to this.
Yeah.
Now I'm waking up hungry
Yeah,
to the pigs
and stinky.
and awful.
Yeah.
Why am I here? And he came to himself. It usually says came to his
Yeah.
senses. But he came to himself and said, I'm going home.
Yeah,
What a moment to break in
Yeah.
finally. And so isn't that a great picture? We start that journey to the house in which we live by that return and those words that we say to the Father.
and the interesting thing is, he did, in essence, pray before he went. He practiced his speech
Oh, he had
among
it
the
down.
pigs.
I've
I've sinned against you, against heaven.
Yeah.
I don't deserve to be.
Nothing.
Right? So he's got this repentant prayer.
Yeah.
And the dad interrupts him in the middle of it.
I know.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
No. You wonder, Dad, I never got to finish, even the next day, you know?
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that the nice thing? We come to a Father who really does know.
Yeah.
And I'm all for us finishing our repentant prayer at the start of the service.
Sure.
You know, I don't think God's going to break in and say, I got it, I know.
Yeah, heard it before.
I've heard it before. It's for our sake to finish it, but he already knows, and he also knows what he's going to do with it.
Yeah.
And that is to forgive, you know.
I confess my sins unto you, and you forgave me
Yeah.
my sins.
Yes. And I need that reminder of what you've already done.
Yeah.
Not like I'm holding my breath. Well, I wonder how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, you know, the idea too is it's not that we confess so that God will forgive. We confess because he forgives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why else would you want to get anywhere close to him?
Right. Yeah.
If you should mark iniquities, who could stand? The psalmist says. And I would add, who could stand anywhere near you?
Right.
We're all booking
Right.
for the nearest
Well,
exit.
how many times don't we? Well, Peter.
Mm.
Oh, go away! I'm a sinful man.
Yeah.
How could I ever stand in front of
Yeah.
you?
Exactly.
We hear that from Gideon.
Oh.
When the angel of the Lord comes. Oh, I've seen the Lord face to face. Don't worry, you're not going to die.
Yeah, you're right. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He's the image of the invisible God. I always love that from Colossians.
Yeah.
We expect a frightening God,
Yeah.
invisible, and that makes it even scarier because we maybe just hear thunderclaps and they frighten us.
Yeah.
But he is the living image here with us, full of grace
and truth.
Right. The
Sure.
end of that verse.
Yeah.
So that's why we pray. So let's see. We've got pray for the change while we trust that God is already in control.
Yeah.
I think that's what we've just been saying.
Yeah.
Reassure me of the forgiveness, that wonderful change, but I know you've already done the work.
Yep.
And it's already there. But I do need the reminder.
And this is a God who never changes. So if he says, yesterday, I forgive you all
Yeah.
your sins, he'll say it today, and I know he's going to say it tomorrow.
And it's true.
Yeah.
I mentioned we bought a refrigerator yesterday. Okay, I didn't think of this as a high spiritual moment, but we bought a fridge. And, you know, I never met the salesman, very nice young man. And, of course, you're going to ask him a really simple, kind of stupid question. Is this a good refrigerator? You know, and he said, yeah, it is. I mean, they're not going to guarantee it for 30 years.
No.
Those days are gone, you know. But, yeah. And we said, okay, sounds good. We'll buy it. I know he's a salesman, but he seemed like he meant it. It was a good refrigerator. May it be. It's better than the one that's leaking on our floor right now. So, not right now. We shut the water off. But when God says, full of grace and truth, this is my message to you. I love that combination. Grace, that's the message. I forgive you. Really?
Yeah.
And it's true. I think we need that double header. Great news.
Yeah.
And it's true. So as we come to this house in which we live and we approach with our words and we hear his words back, forgiven, full of grace, and trust me, it's true. That's good. He's not a salesman. God bless salesmen. But he's the God whose promises he can make happen.
Right.
Yeah.
We could do a whole episode or even a series on truth.
Oh, wouldn't that be from who do you trust?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you
and
trust?
what is truth? This
Oh.
is the question, right?
It's a
Pilate
great
asked.
question. Absolutely.
It was
And even
beautiful
how
question.
did he even ask it?
Yeah.
I mean, did he actually ask it? Or did he say,
What's truth?
there's no truth. Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
Well,
So-
and today in our postmodern culture, truth is very relative.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm getting off the subject now.
But that after we do the 7 qualities
Yeah.
of New Testament living,
Yeah.
once we've in the house, maybe we should talk about what's true. In
I
that
think we
house.
should.
But in the meantime, we've got, I think, one more slide.
Yep.
Or the end of this one, he told his disciples to show that they should always pray and never give up. Earlier this morning, we were talking about Winston Churchill and his famous speech, never give
Never,
up,
yep.
never give up, never give up. I'm not sure I got that exactly corrected, but that was a simple speech that he gave at a graduation
Memorable.
ceremony. Memorable. And with that growling voice. Now, I don't think Jesus had that growling voice of Churchill with a cigar, but, you know, the certainty with which he says, always pray, never give up. Isn't that a great open door to prayer?
It
Now,
is.
you told me to pray,
Yeah.
and you told me it wasn't useless.
Have
Don't give
you
up.
have you heard those who say, well, if God knows everything and if God has
Oh,
his plan, what good is it for me to pray? I mean, if
Yeah.
God already knows whether I'm going to be healed or if I'm going to get that job or
Yeah.
if I'm going to get the scholarship. So why should I pray if it's God's plan?
Here's my analogy. Your girls, do they love you?
Yes, they do.
Would it be nice to hear that from
Yes,
them?
there you
know,
go.
I mean, wouldn't it? You
Yep.
know, a parent wants to hear what they know, right? And vice versa.
Yeah.
Would the girls like to occasionally hear that you love them as they also love you? Well, yeah, in any parent-child relationship, what is also needs to be expressed.
And see, the people that ask that question really relegate prayer to a question of, my goodness, my timer went off. Holy cow. This means that we're long-winded?
Well, or that older gentlemen of a certain age should not be allowed to handle
Technology.
exactly of any
and,
kind.
And I've reached that age a while ago.
I know. Maybe next episode we should just sit there with a kerosene lantern. That's about the technology we can
Wouldn't that
handle.
be good?
That would be cute.
And an hourglass.
Right. We can't screw that up. Right.
Well,
Maybe we could. We dropped the
pretty
hourglass.
sure-
Oh,
pretty
my
sure we
gosh. Now
could.
we got to clean this up.
but
Yeah.
I was going to say, people relegate prayer to only asking,
Right.
right?
That was the theme. If God is going to do this, why bother asking?
Right.
Well, what other direction could there be?
Sure. Yeah, and then there's thanking and
Exactly.
praising and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and just reminding ourselves that His words are grace and they're true,
Yeah.
and I need that. But
Exactly.
at Thanksgiving, that's like the next slide, which is all about don't worry, don't be anxious about everything, but then look, with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and peace of God, which transcends, will guard your hearts and
Yeah.
minds. I think when we say that, you and I have said that so many times, people want to start with peace. And I think Paul is backing up the bus and say, well, we'll get to peace, but first we've got to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing is praying thy will be done gives me that peace. Even though God might say, yeah, I know how this is going to work out.
Right.
Prayer isn't necessarily for God's benefit to know what's going on, right? It's for my benefit to be able to trust in his grace, in his will, his providence.
Exactly.
So that when it doesn't turn out the way I had hoped it did, that's okay.
It's all right.
He uses all things together for good.
He knows. When I'm awake at 2 a.m. worrying, I always picture God coming and sitting down just on the edge of the bed and said, Danny, what are you worried about? And I mean, he means that, because what is prayer? Prayer is answering that question.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? And I think he says it in a genuine way, not a snarky, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
You know, I got big worries in this world, and what are you worried about?
Yeah.
Nothing. You know, what are you worried about? Oh. And so we say, and then, and give thanks. Because my
Yes.
mother, whenever I got a gift given to me,
Oh, yeah.
and my mother would say those famous words, what do you say? Oh, thank you. Well, I don't think God says it quite that way, but after we've told him all our worries and the things we're hoping for, don't you think he might say something like, anything else? Oh, thanks. Thanks. Oh, yeah. And then peace comes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and again, it falls into that area of trust,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So
because
go ahead.
nothing's changed at 2 a.m.
No.
By the time you fall asleep at 2:20 or 2:30, whatever, giving thanks,
Yeah.
it's all still the same. And yet somehow you're asleep.
You are.
With
Because
a
you
peace.
know someone's up taking care of it.
Exactly. And I got to tell him what I was
Yeah.
worried about.
Yeah.
Because somehow the telling matters.
You know, it's like the little child, thunder, lightning, run into mom and dad's bedroom, right?
Absolutely.
Jump in between mom and dad, fall asleep immediately.
Just like that.
But
right?
they've never asked, tell me, how is it that you can protect me from this electrical event
Right.
that frightens me? No, as long as mom and dad are there,
Right.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I have peace. As long as God is there, I've got peace.
And isn't that the one thing you can never dismiss?
Right.
You can have all kinds of, let's go thunderstorm. Our house is sturdy. I'm sure it won't hit us. The chances are we'll never get hurt. Yeah, I can say no to all those. But when God says, I'm with you, I can't dismiss it. Yes,
all
you
good.
are. And so I'm the child there with him.
It's all good.
And then the peace comes that I wanted right away. God says, we'll get there. But why don't we talk and give thanks first?
Super. What's
Yeah.
next week? What's our word?
Our next week is it's perfect. We're going to give thanks.
Exactly.
And we'll feed into that. So we're now, at this point, we're coming in the door. So prayer was the sounds we hear, sounds we make as we're approaching this house in which we live. But now we're kind of opening the door. And what do you say when you come into somebody's house? Oh, thank you for having us over.
Sure.
Thank you for coming, and back and forth. I think it was a good way to say, now we're in the door. We'll have lots of things to give thanks about.
Super.
Hey.
Thanks for joining with us,
Right.
and hope you can be with us again next week as we continue our directions for living.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
God's blessings.